Hello, I'm Ralph Rio with ARC Advisory Group, and we're here at the ARC Forum in Orlando, Florida. Very exciting forum, and I have the opportunity to talk with Tom Massey, who's the Engineering and Maintenance Manager at Nucor Steel. Tom, let me ask you a question. Obviously, Nucor Steel makes steel, and I read the book about how Nucor Steel invented continuous casting. A fascinating book. I really loved it. Can you talk a little bit about today about how Nucor Steel is differentiated from other steel manufacturers?
Sure. You know, in the early years, the difference that Nucor made was really pioneering the mini mill business model around steel. And what that did for us was it gave us an advantage in the raw material aspect, where we used scrap, which at the time was relatively low cost, as compared to the integrated steel mills, which were mining ore out of the ground, and their conversion cost was much higher. And for 30 years, that had been our huge competitive advantage. Now, these days, the mini mill is not a Nucor-only concept, and it's used around the world. And really, those advantages are gone. Today, we really look at the advantage as the level of engagement of our team around accomplishing our mission statement, and that is to take care of our customers by being the safest, highest quality, lowest cost, most productive and profitable steel and steel products company in the world.
Well, I've had an opportunity to visit a Nucor steel plant, and I understand what you're talking about. It was a fascinating moment to watch the crucible and the electrodes going inside it and the firing up and sparks coming out. I mean, there's some beauty about that that's just enthralling. Just to go on a little bit more about your business challenges, can you talk a little bit about what business challenges that caused you to choose IFS as your solution for your enterprise systems?
Sure. In the early 2000s, and talking specifically at the division that I'm at, we were looking at, as I mentioned earlier, starting to compete globally, not just regionally here in the United States. And with that, there were some real challenges coming. One, the technology had caught up in other areas, and it was time for us to invest in technology and our people and our processes. So there was a 10-year strategy of capital investment planned at our division. The other challenge that we were facing was we were starting to see a turnover of our workforce. And there was a challenge of how were we going to capture all those years of experience and knowledge and pass it on to the next generation. So in tackling this and knowing that the investment of the capital and the new equipment and technology were going to bring increased need for return on that equipment and performance in those areas, we started looking at how were we going to manage better those assets as we put them in place. That process started with our team putting together requirements and needs that we thought we would see, and then going out and looking for a software partner that had a tool and a company that could support us in that. About an 18-month process culminated in us choosing IFS to be our partner in our asset management, and we implemented that in 2005 at our Jewett division.
Excellent. That sounds like a very thorough process you went through. It took 18 months.
Yes.
I'm impressed. I've seen you do presentations in previous conferences where you have an excellent maturity that you paint in on the screen. Looking a little bit to the future, can you talk about the business challenges that are upcoming and what Nucor Steel will be doing about it?
Sure. You know, again, we continue to compete globally. And as we look at how we grow Nucor from where we're at, it's meaning some changes in the way that we go about business, and it's also putting us in front of higher demanding customers from lead time and quality, reliability, and those kind of things. So what we're looking at in Nucor is really we're going to continue on that journey that we've set forth on improving. And a big part of that is going to be asset management and the reliability of those assets. The reliability affects our other big business metrics, and that is yield, our cost, our quality. And so continuing on the journey that we're on, is how we feel like we're going to be successful facing the new challenges. The next big step for us is now to grow this within our company, not from just being a maintenance professional focused project, but also bringing in the other aspects of the business, the operations, the financial, even the sales team. Everybody has a part to play in reliability.
Excellent. The major theme of this conference is the Internet of Things. And so I'm going to, this may be dangerous. I may take you down a technical niche. Excellent presentation about the high-level enterprise issues. But around the Internet of Things, is there anything particular that Nucor Steel is doing that you can tell us about?
Well, really, to date, we don't have a defined strategy yet for the Internet of Things. However, just like we do with all technology, our team is researching and they're asking the questions, what does this mean for us? What could it mean for us? How could we use this to improve our processes and our performance? So no direct strategy as of yet, but I assure you that it is on the radar and it is something our team takes very seriously.
In terms of getting back to the enterprise systems, IFS system, are there any lessons learned that you'd like to pass on to other people about either implementing the system or how are you using it? Maybe there were some issues that came up as you were changing the business processes at Nucor Steel or something. Any lessons learned that you would like to pass on to others?
Sure, a couple things. One is that there needs to be equal focus on the processes and the systems or software that support that. What we find a lot of times, and I think we went down this road early on, is that you think that the software is going to be the savior. But devoid of that processes and the alignment of those two, success is hard to come by. So one lesson learned is to make sure that from the beginning that you're looking at it from a marriage of process and systems. The second thing I would say is, and back to the 18-month process, is, and hopefully in all of our business we're looking for this, is look for a partner that you feel like is going to be, that aligns with the way that you do business and is going to be there to support you and can also support not only the needs of today, but the needs of tomorrow.
Well, Tom, thank you very much for talking with us here at the ARC Forum.
Thank you, Ralph.
Tom Massey of Nucor Steel talking with us today about asset management and IFS applications. Thank you for listening.